All right. Want to boost those everyday English skills? We're taking a deep dive into this real-life conversation script you sent us.
Oh, this looks great. Yeah, practical stuff like ordering a coffee or navigating the supermarket, even asking for directions, which can be tricky.
Exactly. No more feeling lost for words.
I think what's really neat about this script is it goes beyond just the grammar. It gives you the actual vocabulary you'll use, like in real conversations. I think that's what can really help with confidence.
For sure. Okay, let's jump right in, shall we? First scenario, the coffee shop. I mean, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes even ordering a latte can feel kind of intimidating if you're not feeling super confident with your English.
Absolutely. And this script breaks it down so well for beginners. It focuses on those like super essential phrases like, what size would you like? Or anything else. They might seem basic, but it's like once you've got those down, it makes the whole interaction so much smoother.
It even emphasizes, even those things we take for granted, like saying please and thank you. It's amazing how much those little courtesies can really, improve any interaction, even just grabbing a coffee.
Oh, totally. It's like a little bit of social lubricant, right?
Yeah.
And this script even has, a practice scenario where someone orders a latte instead of a cappuccino. So you're getting comfortable with those core vocabulary words.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and head to the supermarket. I think for English language learners, the grocery store can be a whole new world, like aisles and sections and shelves, all those specific terms.
It can be so overwhelming. This script does such a good job of giving you the vocabulary you need to navigate that world, like introducing terms like aisles, dairy section, top shelf. Imagine you can walk into a store and actually find what you need.
And I love that it even has an example about gluten-free bread. You're learning practical vocabulary, but you're also, being introduced to words related to dietary needs, which is super helpful in real life these days.
Yeah. Plus, it's not just telling you what the words mean. It gives you a chance to practice using them. There's this scenario where someone's looking for sugar-free cereal, and the shop assistant actually helps them find it. So you see those words in action.
Okay, ready for a challenge. The script also tackles asking for directions, which I think we can all agree can be a little nerve-wracking, even for more experienced English speakers sometimes.
Oh, for sure. And this is where clear communication is so important. Words like nearest, blocks, entrance can really make all the difference in actually getting to where you need to go. And this script, it gives you those exact phrases.
I love that they even include a safety tip. Be careful crossing the main road. Because, it's not just about language, right? It's about, equipping you with the actual knowledge you need to navigate a new city or a new place.
Exactly. And they bring it all to life with a practice scenario. Like imagine you're a traveler, you're trying to find the park, and this friendly local gives you clear, easy to understand directions. It helps you picture yourself actually using those phrases.
So far, I think we can agree this script is proving to be a really good resource for building practical English skills. And it's not just about throwing information at you. It's about actually giving you the vocabulary and the confidence to use it.
Like having a toolbox.
Yeah.
And it's filled with all the right words and phrases for those, really common everyday interactions. And I think the best part is it encourages you to actually take those tools and use them in your daily life.
Oh, but wait, there's more. This real-life conversation script doesn't just stop there. It actually goes a step further, and it reinforces everything you've learned to help you really put those new phrases into practice. We're going to unpack that exciting part after a quick break.
One thing I really like about this script is how it emphasizes actually practicing. It's not just about, reading and memorizing. It's about actively using the language.
Yeah.
And that's where this recap and practice section comes in. It's brilliant, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is where it gets fun. Think of it like a workout, but for your English. This section takes everything we've talked about and helps you, really get it into your system.
Exactly. And it's so well organized because it's broken down by skill level.
Yeah.
So if you're just starting out, you can focus on the basics, ordering a coffee, asking for directions, things like, I'd like a latte, please, or where can I find the bread aisle? Those are your building blocks.
And as you get more comfortable, they introduce more, slightly more complex phrases for the intermediate learners. So you can start saying things like, do you have any dairy-free milk? Or the gluten-free section is on the top shelf.
What I think is so clever here is that they encourage you to actually say these phrases out loud. It's not just about reading them in your head. You gotta get your mouth moving, get your brain used to forming the words. It's like muscle memory for English.
Totally. It reminds me of when I was learning Spanish. It wasn't until I started actually speaking it regularly that I really started to get it. And the script really seems to understand that.
Oh, absolutely. And for the advanced learners, they kick things up a notch. They have you navigating a busy city. Think about phrases like, could you help me find the subway entrance? Or walk 2 blocks, then turn left. Now you're really in the zone.
I love how they have you picturing these scenarios. You can really imagine yourself in a busy city trying to find your way. It makes it so much more, real, memorable.
And let's not forget about that conclusion and call to action section. It's like that final push, It reminds you how far you've come and encourages you to keep going.
It's so important to celebrate those little wins along the way, right? This section really highlights the fact that you've just mastered 3 incredibly common situations. Ordering coffee, navigating the supermarket, asking for directions, and these are things you'll use all the time.
And they even encourage you to, engage with the material, leave a comment, subscribe, share with your friends. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. It's like building a community of learners. It's so motivating. And on that note, I think it's a good time to wrap up this part of our deep dive. We've seen how this script can really help you improve your everyday English, but the real key is to actually use it. Get out there and practice. All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into this real-life conversation script. It's really amazing how it breaks down those everyday interactions and gives you the tools to really handle them confidently.
It does, right? And what's so impressive is how it goes beyond just vocabulary. It gives you the context,
Yeah.
and emphasizes practice, encourages active learning, which I think are all so essential for actually mastering a language.
It's like we've been given this treasure map, and now we're standing at the edge of the island, ready to dig for those linguistic gems. So as we get ready to embark on this adventure, what are some key takeaways, would you say, that our listeners should keep in mind? What advice would you give as they start using this script?
Well, I'd say, first and foremost, remember that learning a language, it's a journey. It's not a destination.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hit bumps along the way. You're going to get frustrated sometimes. There might even be moments when you feel like giving up. But just keep practicing, keep exploring, and celebrate those little victories. This script is a fantastic starting point, but the real magic happens when you take those tools and you actually start using them in your daily life.
It's like they say, the only way to learn to swim is to get in the water, right? This script gives you the floaties. Now it's time to jump in and start splashing around. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn.
And here's a thought I find really helpful. Think of it like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't be afraid to push yourself a little. Try new things. Step outside your comfort zone a bit. Every conversation, every interaction is a chance to flex those English muscles.
I love that. It's a reminder that fluency isn't something that just happens overnight. It's something you build up over time with consistent effort. And this script gives you a great workout routine for those English muscles.
Now, we've talked a lot about the specific scenarios in this script. The coffee shop, the supermarket, asking for directions. But think about all those other situations you encounter every day.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Ordering food at a restaurant, making a doctor's appointment, or even just chatting with colleagues at work. Or even striking up a conversation with, someone you meet on the street.
This script has given us a framework. But how can our listeners apply these same principles to those other situations?
Mm-hmm.
How do they branch out and expand their conversational repertoire?
That's a great question. Any tips?
I think one of the most valuable skills you can develop is the ability to observe. Pay attention to how native speakers express themselves. Listen to the phrases they use, the way they structure their sentences, the rhythm and intonation. You're kind of like a language detective, gathering clues and insights that you can then incorporate into your own speaking.
So it's like immersing yourself in the language. Even if you're not, physically in an English-speaking environment, you could watch movies, you could listen to podcasts, or even just, eavesdrop on conversations in a non-creepy way, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try out those new phrases.
Yeah.
Even if you're, not 100% sure you're using them perfectly, the more you use them, the more natural they become. And hey, remember, every mistake is a learning opportunity.
It's about embracing that trial and error, right? And not being afraid to put yourself out there. Have fun with the language, enjoy the journey.
And as you get more comfortable, Push yourself further. Challenge yourself to have longer conversations. Explore new topics.
Yeah.
This script's giving you that foundation, but now it's time to build on it and create your own real-life conversations.
Well, this has been a fantastic deep dive into this script, and we really hope our listeners feel, empowered to take their English skills to that next level. Remember, keep practicing, keep exploring, and most importantly, have fun.
Until next time, keep those English muscles flexed.